When you feel you are alone, remember this. Anyone ever feel alone? Anyone ever been in a crowd in a church and felt alone? We do, don't we? Anyone ever been discouraged? Everyone ever thought for yourself, how will I ever make it through this, whatever situation that I'm dealing with in my life? How am I going to do? Anyone ever have that experience after having a mountaintop high experience with God, and then a couple days later feel like you're way down here? You may not be totally familiar with this story in the Bible, but just kind of write it down, mark it, read it completely, because I'm not going to read the whole story. But in the book of 1 Kings, chapters 18 and 19 talk about an individual just like this. The story is about the prophet Elijah. And Elijah is brought to a time where he comes before a king and says there's a drought, famine in the area. And so they set up a test. They bring the prophets of Baal, they make 2 altars. Prophets of Baal go first, and man, they have a party. If God could be summoned by volume, he would have heard. But he doesn't hear. They dance. They shout. They pray whatever prayers that are going to pray, but they are not heard. Elijah, his turn. Soak my altar with water. And pitchers of water are poured over the altar. You don't start a fire that way. Now the people are expecting awesome things to come out of Elijah, but he humbly kneels before his altar and prays to the God of heaven. And before he finishes his prayer, the altar is burnt up. Now, if you were there, would you not be on more than just a mountain high? I mean, I wouldn't be climbing a mountain. I would have floated up that mountain. There is no way that you could get me any closer to God than that moment, because I just saw him answer a humble man's prayer, my prayer, and I am a mountaintop experience, and nothing can bring me down. I just saw people of Baal worshipers give their life to God because of what he did. Things are great. But almost immediately, next scene, we see Elijah running to the brook to hide for his life. Discouragement. From the highest of imaginations that we can see in our lives, that God doing something miraculous for us, to the depths of, why God me? What? I don't get it. He's fleeing for his life, political influence of Ahab and Jezebel. And he's tired, he's run. The successful prophet becomes a mess. Why? Emotional strains of trying to convert and show God's greatness. He feels this. He feels like now he is alone, which, why? God just did this thing for you. Why would you ever think or feel that you're alone? He's worn out by the constant pressure of serving God. You get that? He's worn out by the constant pressures of serving God. Have you ever felt the pressures of serving God in your life? And it gets tiring? Elijah did. Sometimes we get overbooked, overextended in programs. I just heard Lisa tell somebody this last week, or I guess she told me the story telling somebody, I think it was, I don't know, that Dale's new line at his church is if someone brings a good idea and says, that's great, go ahead and do it. I'll be there to help you, but don't look for me to do it. Because I felt those overbooked, over pressures. It's a great idea. I'll support him, but it's hard to do it all the time. Elijah has just gained great momentum for God in the community, hasn't he? But now, how do I maintain that success? How do I grow from here? What does the next chapter look like? So we find Elijah by the brook, hiding for his life, discouraged, alone, and wouldn't you say probably losing perspective? Are we any different? Abandoned? Lost in a world? Angered? Abused? Why is this happening to me? Why doesn't anybody care? I want to go to my brook and cry. Discouragement, disappointment, depression, anxiousness, always upon us. Have I touched anybody here yet today and described a period, a time, maybe even today in your life? I ran across a song a few weeks ago that sparked this message today. And I've asked our AV department to play that song at the end of the service today. But I want to leave with you not discouragement, not depression, not anxiety. But I want to leave with you some promises this morning that when we feel that way, we're not alone. The first one we find in Joshua chapter 1 and verse 9. Jesus is telling us here in these verses that I will stand by you. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. I've shared in the previous weeks and the last few months of the summer have not been the greatest for me personally because I have felt these things in my life. I know what it means to feel like you're alone in a fight. I know what it means to be in a fight. And this last week, I realized what it means to have victory in that fight as I've gone through this message. No one there to support me. No one sees me. I saw a deal this week on Facebook that popped up on a feed. I think it was on Facebook, titled Tears or something like that. It was a poem. And it was about a mom. No one sees her crying in the shower. No one sees her in her bedroom when she sends the kids off to school and she feels like a failure and she's shedding a tear. And it went on several different scenarios of moms, and I put myself in that place and thought, well, dads feel this way too. But it described the real loneliness and discouragement that we get in this world that we live in today, and we feel like we are all alone, and we are not alone. God says, I am with you wherever you go. The only way that you can be alone in this world if you say, God, here's a closet. I'm going to put you in there for right now. I have to go deal with something. I'll come back. I'll open the door. I'll let you in again. But until then, would you please stay there? Bad attempt. You still won't be alone. He'll still be with you. Because he's promised it. And what he promises, he cannot turn away from. So where does that help come from? Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. He says, I am with you. He says, the reason I'm with you is because I am your God. I am your God. He says, I know when you are weak, and I will give you strength. I will give you my strength. And he says, I will uphold you. When you feel you are beaten down and discouraged and have no place to go, don't worry. I will uphold you and I will lift you up by my righteous right hand. We get overwhelmed in this world more than we can take many times, right? Don't we feel that way? Job pressures, home pressures, children pressures. We've got some teenagers here. Yes, you put pressures on your parents. Sometimes we all close the door of whatever closet that we go to, and we say, we can't take it anymore. It's when we feel alone. 2 Corinthians 12:10 tells us, that is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in your weaknesses. Oh, wait. God, wait, hold on a minute. You mean that when I am weak, when I am down, when I am beat up, you're delighting in that? I don't get it. I delight in the insults. Oh, wait, God, you don't understand. What they said about me. They attacked my character. Yeah, I know. I heard what they said. It's okay, though. It's all right. Your hardships? God, I lost my job. Where were you? Why didn't you keep my job? God, I'm not doing well in these classes, whatever it is. Why? How are you delighting in these things? I don't understand. And your difficulties. For when I am weak, I can become strong. Jesus tells us that when you're insulted, when you're down, when you're beaten up, that's when I can become the strongest. I didn't understand this. Several months ago, I received devastating news. And I was okay with it, except for one part of it. Because I maybe had a role in some of it. But the individual in a letter to me attacked my character and my relationships with other people. He took it out from you and me to other people. And I couldn't deal with that. And I have spent many hours, sleepless hours, thinking about this. Praying, God, these other people that he said that I have done wrong to, will you please show me who they are so I can make it right? And finally, through some process of dealing with this, I came to the conclusion that God had not shown me at all what I had done wrong to anyone else, but to the accuser, maybe I had done something possibly wrong. And I became convicted that all I needed to do was write him a letter and apologize for that and let it go. That letter was sent from my email Tuesday morning. And I've never felt such relief in my life. All I said was sorry for the misunderstanding, whatever it was. And I said, why it took me so long to write this is because I've been praying and seeking God's understanding of who else I offended, if I did. And at this time, he hasn't. And if he does, I will make that right with them at that time. I had to get really weak to write that letter. You understand? I became strong when I sent the letter because it was God sending the letter through me. I allowed his strength to speak through me. A few minutes ago, I talked about the poem that I saw, the little story that I saw about the tears. And we all shed tears, right? Sometimes we shed tears in places, and moms probably know this better than dads do, because us dads are just, we're men, and we don't do that. And women take things, moms take these things on so much personally, and you cry about these things a whole lot more than we do. And it's like, who wipes my tear away? Favorite verse in the Bible is Revelation 21:4. He will wipe every tear away from our eyes. What I love about this verse more than anything else is, obviously, this is talking about a period of time at the end of this world, right, when he comes back. But I apply it to me today also. Because I see nobody reaches out. I think you can understand what I'm going to say now. Nobody reaches out and touches somebody's face and wipes a tear from their eyes if they don't care about you. It's too personal. It's too joint emotional to do that. And here we have the God of heaven, the one that puts himself up there where we can't even imagine today, but he calls us to be by his side, and he says, when I come back, I understand all the tears that you have shed on this earth, and I am personally going to come to each one of you and wipe those tears from your eyes because I care and I love you. He's a personal God. He wants and desires to have a personal relationship with each one of us. Probably one of the reasons that it took so long for me to come around to humbling myself, getting myself to write this short letter to this individual to ask for apologies, because I had to fight my fight. Right? We got to fight for our fights. We got to fight for ourselves. My character was being attacked. Exodus 14:14 says, the Lord will fight for you. You only need to be still. What a lesson to learn. Now, I don't believe that this verse tells us that we roll over and we are weak in this world. But I believe what this verse tells us is that we often cannot get justice in this world. The justice that we feel that we deserve or need. God will fight for you. Ultimately, God will get justice for you. Whatever that justice is. And his punishment may not be the punishment I want to afflict upon somebody, but his punishment will be just. It will be good if we trust him and allow him to. I understand what it means to feel alone in this world. I understand what it means to feel like I'm alone in a crowd with everyone around and feeling all eyes are upon us and who is there for me? Psalms 27:10 tells us, though my father, my mother may forsake me, the Lord will receive me. The Lord will hold me. The Lord will not let me go. The Lord will encamp about me. The Lord will lift me up. The Lord will never, ever allow you to be alone. In this world, we have a lot of knowledge and a lot of talk and about abandonment, about being alone. about being orphans. One of the most awesome pictures I see of God and his explanation to us in the Bible is he tells us in John 14:18, "No, I will not abandon you as orphans. I will come to you." Some of the greatest things I see in the news are little clips of kids that have been abandoned as orphans and all they want is a home. And they're finally adopted. You and I, in this world that we live in, all we want is a home, right? God is our home. Heaven is our home. And he says, I will, I am going to, I have adopted you into my family. You have a home. And here's the thing about it. No one ever adopts somebody if they don't love them or see the value in them. Happiness? Sure. Could have put several pictures up on the screen of what this looks like. Even in the animal world, you see pictures of dogs in animal shelters wanting a home and to see the changes in them when they get a home. They understand. If they can understand, can't we? These are all promises, and there are so many more promises in the Bible that we can look at. But the thing that we need to remember, no matter where we're at, what we're doing in our life, Christ is always there for us. He will not let us go. He will not abandon us. He will fight the fight for us, and he loves us so much that he will adopt us and make us his own. Don't give up. Hold on to Christ.
It's like a storm that cuts a path. It breaks your will. It feels like that. You think you're lost, but you're not lost on your own. You're not alone. I will stand by you. I will help you through when you've done all you can do and you can't cope. I will dry your eyes. I will fight your fight. I will hold you tight. Won't let go. It hurts my heart to see you cry. I know it's dark, this part of life. Oh, it finds us all, and we're too small to stop the rain. Oh, but when it rains, I will stand by you. I will help you through when you've done all you can do and you can't cope. I will
I thank you for those promises. That no matter where we are in this life, no matter what we're experiencing, no matter the level of loneliness, the level of defeat, that you won't let us go. You'll be by our side. You'll be leading us every step of the way. Father, the only thing we have to do is hold on to you. Hold on to your promises and accept you each and every day. Amen.